Hi there, Tim from Ray White Real Estate here. One of the most common scenarios I see from clients is when they own their property and essentially they want to move. They want to buy something bigger, they maybe want to downsize or even they want to relocate. And a lot of the time there's a lot of confusion or questions around the process involved to do it. So in today's video, I wanted to give you some information around 3 different ways that you can potentially buy and sell at the same time. The first way to do this is by buying first, using finance, and then selling second. So essentially what's involved there, you go ahead and you speak to your bank or broker and they give you the thumbs up that you're able to go and purchase a property without needing to sell your property first. What's involved? Go and buy a property. The bank's going to give you something that's called a bridging loan. And essentially a bridging loan means that it's a short-term loan where the bank's going to allow you 12 months after you've purchased to go ahead and get your property sold. That's the only condition of the loan. The benefits of doing that is it's by far the easiest way to do it because you don't have to worry that once you've sold, you don't have anywhere to go. The only negatives involved with that is that bridging finance can be hard to get. And essentially it can be a little more expensive because ultimately it means that you're able to service the current loan for your current residence and also the loan for the new place. So it can also be a little more expensive. The second way to do this is by buying first, selling second, but without the use of any finance. So essentially what that looks like is you go out, you buy a place that you love, you sign a contract and you pay a 10% deposit on the property. Now, the key to doing this is you need to be able to negotiate the settlement period from 6 weeks, which is standard, to 12 or even 16 weeks with the new owner. The reason why that's important is because we're going to need to go ahead and get your property listed to the market straight away. And ultimately we need to sell it during that 12 and 16 week period. So you're able to come up with the extra funds required to go and purchase that property. Now, again, one of the positives of doing that is you're able to buy first. So, if you're one of the people who are worried that they may not be able to find the perfect home and they go and sell, well, you don't have that worry anymore. One of the main negatives though is that if you do go and put that 10% deposit down, you do run the risk of potentially losing it in the case that your house doesn't sell or if there's some sort of hold up with settlement. So it can be a little stressful. So the third and final way that you're able to do this is by doing something called a relocation sale. Essentially what a relocation sale is that you go and sell your property first, then you buy second, but you actually don't have to move twice. This can be a really good option for someone who may not want to utilize bridging finance and they may not be confident enough to buy first that their house will sell within the given timeframes. Essentially what's involved here is you go ahead and get your house listed for sale first, and we do need to find a buyer. The difference between a relocation sale and a standard sale is just a few little terms and conditions that you can add into the contract. So the first term and condition I suggest you add into the contract is what we call an extended settlement. So normally when you sell a home, a standard settlement in New South Wales is 42 days or 6 weeks. I would suggest to make sure you get given enough time to go and look for a property that you extend that settlement out to 90 or 120 days, which ultimately will give you 3 to 4 months while you still live in your home and you've got a secured buyer for you to be able to go and look and secure a new property. If you feel like 90 or 120 days is not enough time for you to go ahead and secure a place, the second option that you'll have is instead of doing a long settlement, you do a rent back. Essentially what a rent back is once you've sold and settled your property, you now become a tenant in the property for 6 to 12 months. So the pros involved with selling first and then buying is really, it is the cheapest option. And it's also the most risk-free option. You're at no risk of losing deposits and you're not going through the process of any bridging finance. So the only challenge with a relocation sale is that there's no guarantee the perfect home is going to come up straight away. And also it might take a little bit longer to find a buyer who may agree with the terms. The only other thing that's worth considering is the market conditions. A lot of people try and time the market to perfection. They want to sell high and buy low, but the truth is, if you sell in a high market, you'll get a good price, but you'll probably need to spend a bit more on your property. If you sell in a low market, well, you'll probably get a little less for your property, but you'll also find something for a little cheaper. So long as you buy and sell in the same market, usually you don't lose. So there you have it. They're really the 3 most common options that people use when they want to buy and sell simultaneously. Obviously, the first port of call would be to go ahead and speak to a mortgage broker or your bank directly to gauge what options would be available for you. And if you have any questions about either of the processes, feel free to give me a call. Tim from Ray White Real Estate.